Hello, Year 8. I hope you're all doing well. Um, I'm explaining the task today in person, well, in voice, just to make sure that we understand what it is we're doing. The text we looked at last time is called Initiation. And I love it. It's such a great story. Um, and I think it's got a really lovely message to it as well. Now, I know it's quite a long story, but you should have been able to read it in an hour. What I want you to do today is you can work in pairs, you can work in threes, and you can work in a maximum as a four. All right. And what I want you to do is you can do this on chat. I think you can set up your own Zoom. I think you can do that. Just make sure you're abiding by the school rules if you do. Or you can set up a Google Doc, whatever works for you. You can WhatsApp each other or however you normally chat to your friends and peers in the class. What I want you to do is I want you to answer these questions, but I want you to discuss each one first because it's quite a complicated text. And so I think we'll get better results if we put our brains together and have a bit of a discussion about it. So the first question here about the text is, what are the reasons given for not allowing Tracy to be considered for the sorority? What does this tell us about the rules of the social world? You might have been quite shocked when she meets her friend in the diner and she tells her about Tracy and why she's not appropriate for the sorority. I think that certainly by today's standards, that might seem very judgmental. So start thinking about what the values and the standards are about the sorority and what you would have to do and how you would have to behave in order to fit in. All right. We've done quite a bit on social rules and social worlds this term. Herb, the potential love interest. Let's see through the situation here. Why does he suddenly like her? All right. Why is he suddenly taking an interest in her? All right. What's really going on there? All right. I don't think it's because he's suddenly discovered what a lovely person she is. All right. So think about that. What is Millicent's reaction to the man on the bus who eats Heather Bird's eyebrows on toast? There's a picture there of a Heather Bird, and they have got very sort of strange and vibrant eyebrows. You wouldn't eat them on toast, would you? So it's a very strange thing to say. All right, but what's her reaction to it? Okay, and what do you think she likes about him? All right, so a little bit of inference required here. What do you think she likes about this particular character? Why do you think Millicent, at the end of the story, thinks of the birds flying? What do you think? Why do you think she thinks of that? I'll give you a clue. It's symbolic. All right. So just to add to that, the next question is what do you think the three flying heather birds might symbolize? What do you think they're symbolic of? So we can really make sure we understand the message of the story. And again, there's an image there that sort of correlates with that. The heather birds, by the way, are birds that live in heather. All right. And heather's a plant in England. Well, Europe, really, you get it. Actually, get it from near where I'm from in Yorkshire. There's a picture there of heather. It goes purple in the summer. It's very pretty. And then finally, what important lesson does Millicent learn at the end of the story? What's the moral of the tale and the moral of the story? This is quite different to some of the other stories that we've looked at and other texts that we've looked at in this term's work. But it's a really, really powerful and I think a really, really important message, which is why I really like teaching this text. So can you think about that? Have a discussion, and I want full answers. Now, I'd like you all, in either your pairs or your threes or your groups of four, I want you to make sure that everyone contributes. It's very important. So don't just sit back. It's not fair to the others. So don't let people do that, all right? You have my permission to tell them off. And can you make sure your answers are really full, and then can you all submit? So if there's 3 people in your group, I want all 3 of you to submit onto our Google Classroom. If there's 2 of you, both of you have to submit. If there's 4, every one of the 4 has to submit. Because what sometimes happens is that one person from the group submits, and I don't know who they've worked with, and then all I see is people that have not submitted, and then I have to chase them up and say, why haven't you done your work? And they say, I have. So can we please make sure that we we all submit a copy of it. All right, so even if you've worked with 3 other people. All right, so that's today's task, to go through that, to have a discussion, to write up lovely detailed answers and submit it on Google Classroom. Okay, that should take you the hour's lesson to do that. All right, thank you very much, and I'll be online if you've got questions. Bye.